Economics deals with how to maximize satisfaction with limited resources. Scarcity is a situation where the available resources are less than what we want. In other words, scarcity occurs when the supply of resources is less than the demand for them. Choice is an outcome of scarcity. Choice arises because limited resources have to be used to satisfy unlimited wants. Microeconomics studies the economic activities of individual units, such as an individual household, consumer, firm, or industry. Macroeconomics deals with the economy as a whole. It studies aggregates such as aggregate demand, aggregate supply, total output, and the general price level. Let us now compare microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics studies individual consumers and producers. Macroeconomics studies the economy at the level of the nation as a whole. Microeconomics deals with the determination of output and price for an individual industry. This is called the theory of price. Macroeconomics deals with aggregate output and the general price level in the economy. This is called the theory of income and employment. Microeconomics generally assumes that macroeconomic variables, such as aggregate output, remain constant. Macroeconomics generally assumes that certain microeconomic variables, such as income distribution, remain constant. In microeconomics, market forces of demand and supply play a significant role. In macroeconomics, government policies, such as fiscal policy, play a significant role. Let us now compare positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics deals with what is, what was, or what will be. Normative economics deals with what ought to be. Positive economics is based on facts and figures. Normative economics is based on opinions and value judgments. Statements in positive economics can be tested and verified using evidence. Statements in normative economics cannot be verified purely through facts and figures. For example, the statement, "The unemployment rate has increased from 5% to 6%, is a positive economic statement. On the other hand, the statement, "MGNREGA should be expanded to reduce unemployment and poverty," is a normative economic statement. An economy is a system by which people of an area earn their living. For example, teachers work in schools, doctors work in hospitals, farmers work in their fields, and industrialists operate their industries. Let us now understand simple and complex economies. A simple economy is one in which the degree of interdependence and exchange is moderate. This is because an individual cannot produce all the goods and services they need. Therefore, they depend on others. In a complex economy, the degree of interdependence and exchange is very high. Let us now compare a simple economy with a complex economy. In a simple economy, the income level of the people is low. In a complex economy, the income level of the people is high. In a simple economy, wants are multiple but not so enormous. In a complex economy, wants are multiple as well as enormous. In a simple economy, mutual interdependence is limited. In a complex economy, mutual interdependence is very high. Finally, in a simple economy, the degree of exchange is moderate or limited. In a complex economy, the degree of exchange is very high. Let us now compare controlled economies, free economies, and mixed economies. In a controlled economy, government control over economic activities is very high. In a free economy, government control is relatively low. In a mixed economy, market forces operate along with government intervention. In a controlled economy, the main motive is social welfare. In a free economy, the main motive is profit maximization. In a mixed economy, both social welfare and profit maximization are important. In a controlled economy, what to produce and how much to produce are mainly decided through central planning by the government. In a free economy, production is mainly determined by consumer demand and market forces. In a mixed economy, production is determined by both government decisions and market forces. In a controlled economy, the government plays the dominant role in providing essential goods and services. In a free economy, their provision is largely determined by the market. In a mixed economy, the government provides or supports essential services such as education, healthcare, and transport, while many other goods are produced according to consumer demand. In a controlled economy, prices are largely set or controlled by the government. In a free economy, prices are mainly determined by market demand and supply. In a mixed economy, prices are mainly determined by market forces, with government regulation or intervention where necessary. In a controlled economy, public or state ownership plays the dominant role. In a free economy, private ownership plays the dominant role. In a mixed economy, both public and private sectors coexist. China and Russia historically had centrally planned economies, although today both use substantial market mechanisms. The United States and the United Kingdom are predominantly market-based economies, although their governments also regulate economic activity. India is a mixed economy,